Good evening, everyone. I'm Nicolas, Couture-Miambanzila. Thank you, Richard, for our friendship and your introduction in setting the scene of why KickImpact. And let me start with a quick background of mine and what my experience is, which is, I must say, a very diverse experience, but which couldn't, we couldn't have delivered KickImpact disruptive model without having been through the 60 countries and all the headaches of structuring financing and what I'm going to take you through as well, because as a reminder, and I'm so glad my dear wife is with us tonight as well, thank you for our partnership, but which took us primarily in London, and I started with what is now ICE, so the International Continental Exchange, as a financial data manager, very early on in my career. When we moved to Geneva, I joined Unigestion, so an asset manager based out of Geneva, where I was in charge of optimizing hedge funds portfolios. Very quickly after this experience, I was very interested in the commodity world from a very financial perspective, but I wanted to get into the industry to understand from the other side what it really meant. So I was, by coincidence, I was hired by Alpiq, Swiss largest utility, to launch their CO2 trading desk in Lausanne. Further on, I took over the overall renewable energy portfolio of Alpiq in its production, storage, and sales. So a wide range of supply and trading, like we call it in the industry. After 6 years with Alpiq, Roquette, so Europe's largest food manufacturer, came to me with a very small team, and they needed local expertise in the commodity world to set up their trading and financing desk. So Roquette is an international company with 20 factories around the world, and I set up their supply and trading desk out of Geneva to become, a few years later, their global head of marketing until last year, when we decided I should dedicate 200% of my time with KickImpact.
Yes.
Leaving my wife and orphans, my beloved orphans on the side until now. And so it gives you a bit of perspective of the why we are in a good position to actually help private ventures monetize their impact. That's really what wakes us up in the morning, and the dreams we have are always around this topic. But how do we do this? How do we do this is a great question, and something that has, I think, so many tries and very good attempts with so many frameworks and impact management types. But we go into the details and we bring what the EU taxonomy asks: third-party impact data validation to allow corporate and investment funds, or impact investors rather, to be aligned with the green taxonomies. So what is KickImpact? KickImpact is an impact compliance fintech that delivers through a SaaS for sustainability as a service, combined with an external impact office to have this proper impact due diligence that the investment and impact and all the world actually needs to actually try and make this world a better place. So what is the problem we're trying to solve with KickImpact? Very easily, you will ask so many questions. How do you do this? But how do you assess impact? How do you calculate the carbon emissions? How much carbon is being stored? How much biodiversity is being put in place? How much this is having of an effect? So impact assessment, super ineffective and not at all incentivized. So big issue because no one is actually incentivized to price all of the externalities their businesses are having, right? So it's a big challenge, resulting in most of the work being done manually. This is not our data, it's external data. And almost all of the work being self-reported, so not third-party validated. Okay, I declare I'm a good boy. What are the signs of this? Well, basically we see massive stakeholders' capital gaps, meaning that there are great initiatives lacking financing and so much money sitting on the side looking for great initiatives. How do you reconcile this? Now you also have the sign of the lawmaker that is coming with super complex sustainability taxonomies, and for good reasons, but they give us traction as well. Last but not least, I'm convinced as a 15 years carbon trader that if we solve the carbon issue in this world, we won't have solved much. Okay, there are so many other topics to be tackled, and that's why we need disruption in this industry. So we want to exit from the carbon tunnel vision, and the lawmaker is giving us blowing wind in our sails. So what are the results of these problems? 50%, more than 50% of what's being reported is misleading, greenwashing. That's because externalities are not well priced. Okay, so everyone's trying to tell a story, a good story, but it's actually misleading. So now there are strong rules set by the EU to punish greenwashing. And we have some appalling stats. I mean, they found more than 450 definitions of sustainable investing. Can you believe this? That's crazy. Another one, which I'm not gonna go into too many details, but you know about the SDGs, coined in 2015 by the UN. We're halfway through 2030 when they say, okay, we need to be fully compliant with these 17 topics. Halfway through, they estimated last month on their own audit of what they're doing that the world is only 8% into the 2030 agenda. Okay, massive failure. So we need to shake this environment so we actually make a difference. So what is the solution KickImpact is bringing to the market? We're a tech-enabled impact office where we provide through a process that we call 3M for measure, monitor, monetize. We provide impact assurance distributed to all the co-creators of the impact, so all the stakeholders, so that what they work super hard towards actually is a recognized financial asset. Therefore, a tagline, turn impact into financial asset. What are our products? We deliver a SaaS towards impact assurance, combined with impact expertise, which is key in our USP, unique selling proposition. Our competition doesn't do this. And we certify impact so that it can be exchanged, monetized, okay? That's our product. Our vision, even if it's longer term, it's this exit of the carbon tunnel vision towards an impact token exchange, where impact can flow impactful ventures can be financed based on the collateral of the impact they will deliver to their community, to their stakeholders, to their investors. And that's an application of the current green taxonomies that ask investors and corporations to manage better their sustainability-linked data.